Imagine pushing a Formula One car at the absolute limit for 60 laps, while everyone around you is falling off a cliff. Grip disappearing, lap times collapsing, radio messages turning desperate. And yet, somehow, Max Verstappen is still lapping like it's lap 10, not lap 50. Same confidence, same aggression, same pace. This isn't luck. This isn't just a fast car. This is something far more terrifying for the rest of the grid. Mastery. Because while most drivers win races with speed, Max Verstappen wins them with control. And nowhere is that more obvious than in tyre management, the most misunderstood, most underestimated weapon in modern Formula One. Stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll understand why Verstappen doesn't just survive long stints, he hunts during them, and why his rivals often realise too late that they were never in the same race. Tyres are the heartbeat of Formula One. They decide strategies, they decide overtakes, they decide championships. And managing them is a nightmare. Push too hard and they overheat. Drive too gently and you lose track position. Every lap is a negotiation between aggression and restraint. Most drivers struggle to find that balance. Max Verstappen lives there. Here's the first uncomfortable truth for the rest of the grid. Verstappen doesn't save tyres in the traditional sense. He doesn't back off, he doesn't coast, he doesn't tiptoe. Instead, he controls how the tyre works, managing slip angle, surface temperature and load distribution with surgical precision. Where other drivers scrub rubber through corners, Max rotates the car just enough to stay in the tyre's optimal grip window. No excess, no waste. That's why his pace looks unfair late in races. It's not that his tyres are magically better, it's that he never abused them in the first place, even when he looked aggressive. And yes, aggressive. Because here's the myth that needs to die right now. Max Verstappen is not a tyre killer. In fact, he's one of the most efficient tyre users in Formula One. That sounds impossible if you only remember the dive bombs and wheel-to-wheel battles. But those moments are calculated. Every steering input, every throttle application, every brake release is designed to minimize unnecessary energy going into the tyre. Energy is the enemy. Heat is the enemy. And Max understands that better than almost anyone. Think about how most drivers attack corners. Hard braking, sharp turn-in, aggressive throttle on exit. That creates spikes. Spikes in temperature, spikes in wear. Verstappen smooths those spikes without losing speed. He trails the brake just long enough to load the front tyres, rotates the car early, and straightens the wheel sooner than anyone else. Less steering lock equals less friction. Less friction equals longer tyre life. Simple physics, ruthlessly applied. And this is where fear enters the equation for his rivals. Because while they're being told on the radio, tyres are critical, manage pace, Max is being told, you're good to push. Imagine hearing that, lap after lap, while your own tyres are screaming. That psychological damage is real. Quick pause. If you're still watching right now, congratulations, you're officially deeper into tyre management than half the grid. And if you want more F1 breakdowns like this, hit subscribe. It's cheaper than a set of Pirellis and lasts way longer. Also drop a like. It tells the algorithm this content deserves clean air. Now let's talk about why Verstappen's tyres last longer, even in dirty air, even in traffic. Dirty air destroys tyres. It overheats them. It ruins balance. Most drivers suffer massively when stuck behind another car. Verstappen, he adapts. He changes lines, he lifts at unexpected moments. He cools the tyres without losing momentum. That's race IQ mixed with mechanical sympathy. And it's lethal. Look at long stints in recent seasons. Again and again, Verstappen is one of the few drivers whose lap times stabilise instead of falling away. Others drop off by half a second, then more. Max stays consistent. Not flashy, not desperate, just relentless. And consistency is terrifying, because consistency means predictability for engineers, but unpredictability for rivals. They don't know when he'll attack, they don't know when he'll pit, they don't know when the pressure will come, and by the time they react, it's already too late. Here's another secret. Verstappen understands tyres across an entire race, not just one stint. He'll sacrifice a tenth early to gain 5/10 later. He'll accept a slightly slower outlap to unlock a faster final phase. That long-term thinking is rare. Most drivers drive the race they're in. Max drives the race that's coming. And when conditions change, temperature drops, clouds roll in, rain threatens, that's when his advantage multiplies. Cooler track, different surface grip. Tyre warm-up becomes everything. Verstappen switches modes instantly. He knows how to generate temperature without destroying the compound. That's why he's lethal in mixed conditions. Others guess. Max knows. Let's add another uncomfortable fact. Verstappen communicates tyre feedback better than almost anyone. His radio messages aren't emotional. They're precise. Front left starting to grain. Rear traction improving. Tyres stabilising. That information allows Red Bull to make smarter strategy calls. And strategy plus tyre management equals domination. This is why his teammates, even very good drivers, often struggle. They push too hard trying to match his pace. They overheat the tyres, they lose confidence, the gap grows. And suddenly the narrative becomes, Max is on another level. Because he is. Now ask yourself this. How demoralizing is it to fight someone who never slows down? Someone who looks calm while your tyres fall apart? Someone who can attack at the end of a stint when everyone else is praying for the pit window? That's where races are truly won. And before we go further, I want your opinion. Is tyre management the most underrated skill in Formula One today? Or do you think raw pace still matters more? Drop your take in the comments. I read them, and yes, I judge them quietly. Back to the madness. Verstappen's tyre management also allows him to defend better, because defence isn't just about positioning, it's about having grip when it matters. When rivals finally get close late in a stint, Max still has traction, still has braking stability, still has options. Passing him becomes a nightmare, not because he blocks aggressively, but because he exits corners better than you. That kills DRS, that kills momentum, that kills hope. And that's why rivals often back out. Not because they're scared, but because the tyres won't let them commit. Here's the cliffhanger most fans don't consider. What happens when everyone else tries to copy Verstappen's tyre style? They already are. Drivers are studying his onboard footage. Engineers are analysing his traces. But copying the technique isn't enough. You need the feel, the instinct, the confidence to live on the edge without crossing it. That's why this advantage hasn't disappeared. As Formula One evolves, tyres will always be the limiting factor. Cars will change, regulations will reset, but tyres will still punish impatience and reward intelligence. And that's why Verstappen's skill set is future-proof. So when you see Max attacking late in races, remember, you're not watching aggression, you're watching discipline disguised as speed. You're watching someone who treated his tyres like an investment, not an expense. And that's why he stays fast until the end. Now, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't go anywhere. My next video dives into Max Verstappen's mental strength, why pressure never breaks him and why rivals crack first. Click it on screen now, trust me. It connects everything you just heard. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't, share your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next one, where Formula One stops being noise and starts making sense.